It is time for the uniform video. Yes, we are going to talk about what Ole Miss is wearing. You can see over on the side is navy helmet, white jersey, white pants. We'll talk about that, show you the reveal right after this from Locked On Ole Miss.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to this uniform reveal special edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. It's an extra video. Tune in Saturday night for the postcast, where our special guest analyst will be again Bill Flowers. He does such great work for us. It's nice to have him back. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, and participate in the conversation by commenting and upvoting as well. Thank you for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So, like I said, subscribe. Anyway, Ole Miss going with the traditional, I guess you could say traditional at this point, because Ole Miss has been wearing this combo for a decade. The navy helmets, white jersey, and white pants. That goes back to like 2014 at A&M maybe. Sometime around there, but this combo has been thrown out a ton. Some sort of semblance of navy helmet, white jerseys happened since 2013. But it's a good look. It's one of the best road looks that Ole Miss has, even with the white helmets and everything going on. That navy helmet really provides a little bit of a spark for Ole Miss football, and it looks really quite good. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's the easiest place to spice up your college football season. So this is what I want you to do. It's easy to play and available in over 30 states. Just pick between 2 and 5 players across any team, not just Ole Miss, any team, and decide if they'll finish with higher or lower numbers. It would be something like Jackson Dart, is he going to be higher than 220 yards or lower than 220 yards? That's the type thing they're doing. Now, if you hit on them, you can win some cold hard cash. It's going to be real. It's one of the easiest fantasies to play out there, and you can win cold hard cash in a single game. Sign up with promo code Locked On. That's one word, Locked On. And Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's it. Just deposit $100, get $100 free. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com or find the Underdog Fantasy app in the App Store or Google Play Store. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Locked On, one word, Locked On, and you can get in on the college football pick'em action today. So that's pretty cool indeed. All right. Thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts, including iTunes and Spotify. Leave a 5-star review on those. You can say whatever you want to say. Just make sure it's a 5-star review that'll help people find the podcast. When they go to the Google machine and search Ole Miss podcast, the Locked On Ole Miss podcast will be right there. So thank you very much for that. All right. We are going to play the uniform reveal, and then we're going to talk about it for a little bit because that's really what we do. All right.
Hot out the spray, then I hot in the rave. I'm having fun today. Step on these and they been I play. I'm so awesome. Get you some money, you stay here, you pay. You can't be sitting in my mansion all day.
Not really 100% sure what they were going for in that video. Maybe an educational motif. I do not know. But like I said, this is one of the classic looks in Ole Miss football. The navy helmet, white jersey, and the white with the red numbers and the white pants. And this is the same combo they wore up in Nashville in 2020, by the way. So I expect Ole Miss to play fairly well. I know they're going to look good because, like I said, that is a good-looking combo. Ole Miss has been doing it for a decade. It's hard to imagine that is 10 years old that we've been doing this. That jersey has been a part of our Ole Miss football for 10 years. Now, people might have opinions on whether or not stripes should be on the side of the pants, which I do not think they do need to be there because of this simple reason. Unless you were going to do it for every color, I have a set of white pants for every color uniform. So white pants with the powder stripes, white pants with a navy stripe, white pants with a red stripe. Unless you're going to do that, you probably do not need a stripe on the side of the pants because that's just a ton of money that's going out the door. So the plain white, it works. You can wear the same pants over and over again. Looks pretty fantastic. Now, I do have one request, and I'm going to break this out on the uniform video probably for the next 2 weeks. And that is our powder blue helmets, red jerseys, and gray pants with numbers on the side of the helmets in Baton Rouge. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. What should the uniform combination be, not only for Vanderbilt, but moving forward? That's something I'm interested in hearing about. Now, like I said, this is a solid combo. It's really hard to go wrong with this combo. It just is. And because of that, you're going to basically win the uniform competition every weekend. You know, especially on the road. They now have such a decent stable of road uniforms when they didn't really before. I was not a huge fan of the gray pants with the white jersey and either powder or navy helmets because the gray pants they look dirty compared to the white jersey. And you know, every now and then it's okay to wear that jersey. Like we wore it in Starkville. That was fantastic. That's a traditional thing. But there's options that I think Ole Miss have on the road that's a little bit better, and you're starting to see that now. Especially now that they can go Stormtrooper with like 3 different helmets. 4 different helmets. And that just gives them an avenue on the road that it honestly is unmatched, really. Yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, special guest analyst on Saturday's postcast will be Bill Flowers. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to chat, participate in the show, and do what you need to do. We're growing and growing. Every one of our shows are growing up so much, and that's all thanks to you. So thank you very much for that, and I will see you then.